It's Friday. Today we remember somberly, sorrowfully, the death of our Lord Jesus. In good years, this is difficult to bear. In this year, especially, even more so. We feel like we can't take any more sorrow. We can't take any more despair. But this day calls us to a unique sort of remembrance. It calls us to put ourselves in the place of the disciples in that moment. We had followed Jesus for 3 years. Our hopes had been pent on Him being the Lord, being the King above kings, the Lord of all lords, the one who would redeem Israel, the one who would redeem us. We watched as He healed the blind, as He told us about how to live in God's kingdom. We watched as He brought in the poor, the oppressed, the marginalized, as He opened our eyes to what God was doing in the world in a new way. We had hope. But today we are left in sorrow. As the skies have opened up, as they have turned dark, it seems as if the earth is crying today, as it was in that moment. We watched as after we had the meal with Jesus and we went to pray in the garden, we watched as the soldiers came and took Him, and we asked why. God, why? Why are you allowing this to happen? Why, Jesus? Why, God? We had hoped. We thought. We watched as they took Him away and tried Him in a sham court before Pilate, and then Herod, and back before Pilate. We watched as the Roman Empire did what it does best: crush, destroy. We watched as the religious leaders who were tasked with the task of bringing God to the people, we watched as they led the crowds and chants, "Crucify Him! Crucify Him!" What is going on? What has this world become? This man of love, this man of peace, this man of grace, who only wanted to bring shalom to the world, is being executed. The powers that be did not want this sort of love. The powers that be did not want this sort of justice. The powers that be refused to give up anything. And so the forces of death conspired to kill the Son of God. Why, God, is this happening? We listened as we heard from the cross Jesus speak the words, my God, why have you forsaken me?" We listened as He turned to the criminals beside Him and said, "Today you will be with me in paradise." We listened as He looked down to His mother and His disciple John, and He said, "Your mother, your son." We listened as He told the Roman centurions around Him who were casting lots for His clothes, who were stabbing Him, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Even in this moment of death, in this moment of agony, in this moment of injustice, only words of grace, only words of life, only words of love could flow from His lips. We watched as the sky turned black. And so we took down His body. And we cleaned it. And we held in our hands the hope of humanity. Crushed. Gone. Extinguished. Death has done what death does best: kill. We take Him to the tomb and place our hopes, our dreams, our future, all that we have, our collective gasp of hope, we laid in a tomb. And we rolled a stone over. And we were crushed. And the sky, our eyes, are all in tears. And so tonight we are left in the same space as the disciples that they were there with Jesus. We are left asking the question, why, God? What is going on? This man of love, this man of peace, took on the powers of death face to face, allowed death to do its worst, took on the full weight of death, the power of sin upon his flesh, upon his life, in order to redeem us from the power of that death, from that stranglehold of oppression that death had over us, in order to open up to us a new way of thinking, a new way of imagining, a new way of interacting with each other. We no longer have to be captivated by death's imagination. We now can live for love. But yet tonight, we sit in tears. In this moment, as our whole world is in sorrow, as our whole world is isolated from one another, we want to get away from Good Friday. We want to get away from this year. We don't want this message. We don't want this death. We don't want this crucifixion. Can't we just skip over it? Can't we just get to Sunday? Can't we just roll away that stone right now because we need a good word right now? I would say no. Even in the midst of our pain right now, we need to sit with Good Friday. We need to sit in this space. We need to take that weight upon ourselves, because in doing so, we will understand in a greater way the work of Jesus to redeem all of creation. Only by sitting in this space can we truly have hope that Sunday's coming. Oh, and Sunday is coming, church. Don't lose hope, because Sunday is coming. But tonight, the sky turns black and cries. Tonight, creation gasps. Tonight, all of humanity waits. We wait. Tonight, we wait.